Hello, and welcome back. My name is Pegleg, and I got quite the stream in store for you today. And by stream, I mean literally stream. It is a stream that I just made on my mobile channel, my less official type of thing, uh, that I will likely be using for these types of short little goofy streams. Um, Taco CPU on Twitch. Feel free to give it a follow, or don't. I'm not your mom. Um, so, yeah, I hope you enjoy. This is just a quick little X-Wing death race. Um, the Star Wars X-Wing system is one that I quite admire. It's simple, it's fun, and it's a hell of a lot of fun if you have a couple of friends to do it with. I didn't in this scenario, but I did have enough for me myself to do. I had zero enough friends for me myself to do a death race between a TIE RB heavy class TIE fighter and a um, hyena bomber. So yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoy the stream. Have a nice day.
And there we go. Oh god, it's backwards. Whatever. I don't need that to be straight. Hello. Welcome to the Star Wars X-Wing Death Race. Today we have competing we have the Night Beast, the Bombardment Drone, and Rampage. So that's a TIE Fighter, a Hyena Bomber, and a TIE RB/Heavy. And I just kind of want to see who pulls out ahead in this. So let's go. So we've already gotten past everybody's first turn except for Rampage. And we ran into a collision catastrophe right here. So I got out the rulebook so we can look that up real quick. Just see what collision does to you. Because I don't exactly remember it. So, let's pull up. Collision. Okay. So we partially executed that maneuver with the Hyena Bomber. I'll get you a bit closer so you can see it. Interesting. So they just can't attack each other, which is fine because neither have crossed the first gate. We're using Gasland's rules here. And if you'll see here, we just did that. So it just partially executes the maneuver and loses its action for the round, and otherwise just can't shoot things at range 0, which is fine. I'm down with that. So not that much of a downside. No like collisions go on, which is nice. So let's move on to the Rampage. I already set the movement dial for these things. Rampage is taking a 3, and if you're wondering why it's not taking a 4, then that is because I kind of want the Rampage to lag behind so that they can get some fucking insane hits on these people. Because they have the most attack like potency out of all of these ships. Duh, because they're a tie heavy. I have the most jittery hands. Okay. So Rampage moves there. And also a Rampage 3 is like a normal type 4 kinda, just because the base is so huge, which we might run into problems with when we get to obstacles such as these wells of water or this little rock. But we also might not, just because they can breeze on past it. If they get lucky. And if you're wondering why my fucking terrain is doing that, I don't know why. That is the answer. So let's move on to round 2. Now, once again, just in case you didn't hear, all of their guns are going to be deactivated based on Gasland's rules until we cross the first gate. This is the first gate, as shown by these ones. So no shooting, basically. Let's put you right there, just so that you can see everything a bit better. So now we set the movement dials for all of these. I'm not going to tell you what I'm setting them at, because that's fun, I think. So this is for Night Beast, who will go first because of initiative order, which normally would be a disadvantage, kind of. But in this case, it's basically just an advantage, just because that means that they get to do everything first, except for shoot. The first shooter is going to be Rampage once they cross that line, which will be wild. Let's just move you that. Yeah, that'll work. And then let's decide on the bombardment drone. That's really interesting movement, actually. I just remembered how weird the bombardment drone's movement is. It cannot really do banks, which is a shame because that's exactly what I wanted to do here so that we can get over right here. But, you know what? That should be fine. Also, I'm not letting the Hyena deploy bombs yet, because duh. Although it is equipped with a Connor net, while nobody else has any sort of equipment or modifications, except for I did keep the Rampage's maneuver assist active. So, yeah. By the way, there was no board games category for streaming, which needs to be fixed, in my personal opinion. Let's just do that again. Okay, so first going is Night Beast. I put a 5 down for them. You can't see that, doesn't matter. Ties can move so fucking fast, it's not even funny. With these 5 straights, if this was just a race, they would win. Just because of that, I think. But since you can shoot other people, it's really up for... Ooh. So we did run into a little bit of an issue here. My 5 straight was too much. I really didn't think that it would be too much, but I have terrible spatial awareness. So while they haven't technically crossed the gate yet, and also it's a partial maneuver, which, yeah, and also they run into an obstacle, which is going to be a asteroid. That's disgusting. Okay. So it can't perform an attack, doesn't matter because it hasn't technically crossed the line yet. And we roll a red die. So let me get out my dice. I don't know why I picked you up that early. And if we get a critical hit, then it counts as a critical hit. If we get a normal hit, it counts as a normal hit. Everything else ignored. Focus. Great. Okay. So that's good for Night Beast right here. Because that means no damage, nothing really lost except for a bit of movement. But no big deal. So let's move on to the bombardment drone. I put a 2 bank. So we're looking at, I wanted to do a 3 bank, but I could not because the bombardment drone does not actually have a 3 bank option, which is surprising. They have lots and lots of sharp turns, no banks though. Hyenas, man. But it's looking like everything's going to turn out nicely for that. Just because now I can do another 2 bank. And they should be all sorted out. So, yeah, that's good. Now we do Rampage. And Rampage is kind of heavily neutered till they get their weapons off. Oh no, no way. I should have done a 4. But I guess he has no way of knowing. So we do run into a collision here. No big deal. They can avoid each other. It's just a loss of an action, but if I had done a 4, then maybe I would have gotten ahead, which is a shame because a Rampage does actually have a rotating turret, so it can shoot behind it. So getting ahead is no big deal, while for the bombardment drone, although less so with the bombardment drone because they can launch devices behind them, but for Night Beast, as long as Night Beast is ahead, they cannot attack. Not that they really want to. They're just a speedy little guy right now. Okay. So we're going to flip over all of these little movement dials, and I'm going to reset them. So let's set them for this round. Yeah, rounds are pretty short up until we pass this first gate, so not too much interesting will happen. And you already know exactly what I'm going to do for Hyena, the bombardment drone. Let's just keep that. It's been working out well for me so far. Wait, actually, I can't keep that. I shouldn't keep that. Because there's no way that... Okay. should work. That should work. And let's just fucking go. Oh god, they're gonna run into something. Let's go one straight. And I just said that out loud, so you know exactly what's gonna happen. So, this is a 3 sharp for my beloved little Night Beast, who is probably my favorite TIE fighter. So, that is actually a really fucking interesting position for Night Beast to be in right there. I wish that TIEs were able to bank. They really aren't, though. But the good news is that guns are active. So, yeah, we have 2 more actions online, really. Sadly, you cannot barrel roll backwards. It's a damn shame, because that would really, really help Night Beast here. But let's just take the focus action. You can see everything, I think. So, that means they get a focus token. And also, I think we just need to light this place up. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, we get a focus token right here on the Night Beast. And then we move on to the Hyena bombardment drone. So that is going to be a 2 bank. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's fine. And for somebody who just joined, because it looks like we have somebody, this is just a death race type thing going on with TIE fighters and 1 Hyena bomber, because I love the Hyena bomber. We're just trying to see who can come out on top, and whether or not it's speedy TIEs or really, really heavy TIEs. And guns are deactivated before they reach the first gate. We're going off of Gasland's rules on that. So technically Night Beast right here is the only one that can use guns currently. Not that they can shoot anything, because their firing arc is messed up. And that boils it down. So we have a 2 bank for the bombardment drone. They make a collision with an obstacle, which is a shame, because that's actually going to cause them a bit of damage. I really thought that they would make it, but that's life. So they run into this obstacle here, which means we are going to be rolling them a red die. If it comes up on damage, then they take 1 damage. If it comes up on critical, they take 1 critical damage. Came up undamaged. So we take that. Move. So we take a damage card, not a critical, so it's not face up, but we just mark it down on the bombardment drone. Now, the bombardment drone has 5 hull, which is the second most in this game, because of course the Rampage has the most and Night Beast has the least. So 1 isn't that big of a deal, but it's still going to be a hard thing to overcome once the guns start being fired, which it still cannot fire guns, sadly. So yeah, not a very good obstacle to run into. As for the Rampage, we are doing a 1 straight. Not because we need the focus, not because we need the anything from it. I just need literally just the lack of distance so that I can make it past with a 4 next round. Because that is the highest that the Rampage has. While Night Beast here has a 5 straight, although Night Beast is currently turned around, so it doesn't matter that much, now does it? So now we move on to setting movement dials. The Night Beast's focus token disappears because the round is over. I guess I didn't check. No, they definitely can't shoot anybody. Just messed up firing arcs. And honestly, Night Beast might be off the board now that I look at it. Let's see if a 1 right angle can save him. I really wish that I could barrel roll backwards in moments like this, but Night Beast might be out of the map. Just because I screwed him over, because ties don't have banks. And then Hyena can take a... I honestly might take a 5 forward and take a stress on Hyena. And then the Rampage can take a 4 forward because that was the plan. So, first we have TIE Fighter going. And I chose a 1 sharp. I don't actually know if I chose the right direction to do that in, but, you know, it's not like we're playing with tournament rules here. I'm sure I can forgive myself. So we're going to take this. And Night Beast barely saves himself there. It kind of cost him a turn, though, in movement. Like, I don't think it's going to hurt him that much in the long run, but I guess it might leave them in range 2 of some things, which could be rough. Okay. And then the Hyena Bomber is going to, the Bombardment Drone is going to go next. So that is a 5 straight, and that's a red maneuver, so that means they gain 1 stress token, which I'm going to take from the box. This is what they look like. They are square tokens, so they don't get cleared at the end of the round, which is a very important thing. Oh, and I should have been gaining lock this whole time. That's on me. Yeah, because the Bombardment Drone and Rampage can actually lock on to people. But that's fine. So with my 5 straight, let's see if I run into... Oh, perfect. Yeah, if I hadn't been stressed after that, if I hadn't just taken the stress there and done a 5 straight, then I would have ran in. But as is, we're pulling ahead, which is great. And next turn, we can start deploying the Connor net that they come with. And that will hopefully stop one of the opponents in their tracks. It's not going to be Rampage, sadly, so Night Beast might have to take a hit for the team here. But we'll see what happens when it happens, you know? So both of their weapons are online. Let's do Rampage. Is a 4 straight. Lost his action. That's a shame. But can actually shoot at the lovely Bombardment Drone. So that's actually no fun for him. Makes you kind of wish that you did actually get stopped in the past, but whatever. So, Rampage has a 2 attack on a turret. And I really need to start getting target lock so I can reroll shit. But I've completely forgot about that. So turret is pointed ahead, so we can attack the bombardment drone at range. Ooh, at range 1. So that's actually going to be 3. Sadly, because ran into somebody, couldn't focus this round. So we take out those, and it's just 1 hit. Bombardment drone has a 2 to evade. And evade successfully with 1 evade. So that is great. I'm gonna position you so that you can see them all around the corner here. So that was absolutely nothing. Everybody, wait. Night Beast can shoot. I completely forgot about that. So Night Beast has a 2 as well, but that's going to be a 3 because they are at range 1. Jesus Christ. Okay. 2 hits. This might actually be when Bombardment Drone starts taking damage. 1 evade and a focus. Sadly, we do not have a calculate token on Bombardment Drone because they were stressed this round. Oh, I could have gained a lock with Rampage. Okay, next time. I completely forgot that I didn't stress Rampage out. I stressed out Bombardment Drone. So Bombardment Drone takes 1 more damage. Once again, not flipped over because it wasn't a critical hit. Down to 3, which is the same as Night Beast's base. So that might be bad for it. But let's see how this next round goes. All weapons are active, so anything can happen. So I'm setting dials. For the TIE Fighter, let's go with a... And honestly, I'm actually going to skip the setting dials phase since I'm playing by myself. And I think that it's just going to slow down the game and make it worse for streaming. So that's a shame. But let's just skip the setting dials phase. How far can Night Beast move? I guess it does mean that they will run into each other less, but you know what? That's fine with me. We can just say that these people have extra quick reaction times and it fits the flavor or something, I don't know. Let's just do that. So for our boy Night Beast here, who has already barely escaped death and now has done a solid hit to Bombardment Drone, we are just going to move 3, and that's a gentle maneuver. A trivial maneuver, whatever they're called in this game, for a TIE Fighter. And because it's blue, then Night Beast's ability activates. They get a focus token. I'm going to use... I'm going to gain a evade token as well, because I'm going to use their evasion ability that they just have normally. So they have 1 focus and 1 evade, and that focus should help us shoot down this Bombardment Drone if it gets too brave. Bombardment Drone is going to take a 3 straight because that's also a gentle for it. And yeah, that is actually a very unlucky placement against Night Beast, who is going to absolutely shred them this round, I think. At range 1, too, it's rough. But Okay, so remove that stress first. But we can drop the Connor net. And because of a bombardment drone, because it's a bombardment drone, we can launch it. So, actually, I don't think that dropping the Connor net is the best choice here. I think we wait. Even if it means that I might die without that. I am, however, going to acquire a... Oh, wait. Not stressed, so I can take my actions. So, with this guy, this bombardment drone, I know that I'm gonna get hit by at least this guy. So let's just barrel roll to the side to avoid that. And you'll see the barrel roll is linked to a target lock that I can do if I want to gain a stress token, and I will gain a stress token for that because I feel like having a target lock on Night Beast is going to be well worth it. So, let's just try to remember that they have a target lock on that, because I'm not going to go searching for all my target lock tokens in the middle of a stream, especially since Night Beast... No, Night Beast does have a little number on it. I could find a 3, but I'm not going to, because I'm lazy. So, then Rampage is going to come up. And let's choose a... Oh no, that is way too sharp. Now, if I was going by like Gasland's rules, or I think even official X-Wing rules, then I would have just had to play that since I just chose it. But I am terrible with right angles, so I'm not going to use those rules. I have no idea where they're gonna make me end up. Let's just do a 2-bag. Seems easy. Oh, and we might actually gain some distance. So, you'll notice we are narrowly avoiding this pool of water here. That's good. That's good. I like avoiding it. And I know that normally pools of water wouldn't hurt ships, but screw you, because that's what I like. That's the only type of terrain I currently have, is pools of water and big outsticking rocks, which can hurt ships, so I'm 0 for 1. Okay. Now we are going to move to attacks. Rampage is going to do their normal attack with the turret on this bombardment drone. Oh, and Rampage didn't take an action. And I'm not going to say that they missed that, because I already missed that for them, and I feel bad. Let's say that they gained a target lock. So let's re-roll this. Boom. Okay, great re-roll. And at range 1, I just realized that... Holy shit. So, we gotta get lucky here. We have 2 dice. 1 evade. So that takes out the crit. It's just 2 normal hits, which is still very, very rough. So we're down to that. We're down to 1, which is fine. Bombardment drone will live on for a little bit at least. And this is why you don't bring a bomber to a race. So, now we can move to... Oh, wait. What time do you drop bombs? Let me check. remember what time you drop bombs. I think it's during system phase though. So we might actually be able to do one last fuck over of Rampage here. With the hyena. Just because we have one Connor net. First, we must do some Night Beast action though. Let's go 3 sharp. Speaking of action, just lost yours, sadly. So, that's what we're looking at right here, a little bit of a block up. But that's fine, you know, ships are supposed to run into each other. So that's a loss of an action on Night Beast part. Bombardment drone will first drop a Connor net. Oh wow. Okay, so it just hits directly. So, loses his Connor net. Roll a damage. Or no, wait, it's just take a damage. Yeah, it's take a damage and gain 3 ion tokens. And ion tokens are really gonna screw him over in this race. So Rampage is down to 7 full. It's not dying still. Not anytime soon, at least. And I completely lost my train of thought. Ion tokens. Takes 3. Oh, at the end of the activation phase. Okay, well, I'm not going to fix that because screw it. Hello. I don't know.
Whoa, shoddy. I'm like gamer disco.
You are on record now.
Sorry.
That's fine. That's quite funny. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what ion tokens do in this game.
Sorry, I ruined your movie.
It's fine, it's technically live streamed.
Oh. I'm sorry I ruined your live stream.
Yeah.
I got off work early.
So you just came over?
Yes.
Okay. I'm racing ships.
Okay. Alright.
So ion token just means they move 1 forward and don't get any sort of actions or shooting this round, which is good. I'm actually gonna pause the stream for a moment, I think, if I can do that. So I'll be back. Okay, we're back. So while we were gone, I figured out what ion tokens did. I think I explained that. It just moves them 1 forward and loses them their shooting for the round, which is probably going to save Bombardment Drone's life. Other than that, we are doing a 2 Talon roll, I think it's called. And that will hopefully get us in position to absolutely nail Rampage. And yeah, so now we are facing this way, which is great. Rampage has to go 1 straight. And boom. And now we move on to attacks. Rampage can't attack, but loses all of its ion tokens, which is great. Bombardment drone is stressed, so no action. That's why I didn't take an action. Night Beast collided, so no action. I'm just remembering the reasons that I didn't take these actions. So let's start with Night Beast going after. Wait, no. Rampage can't attack, so it's going to be Hyena first. So Hyena rolls. This is actually their first attack of the game, which is really interesting. They are at range 2, so no bonuses, no detriments to aiming. They're just going to roll 2, and it's 2 focuses. Bad. Okay. And Night Beast is going to roll. Night Beast is at range 1, I believe. Yeah, absolutely. So Night Beast is going to roll 3. Ooh. Wow, Night Beast is on a roll so far. Absolutely destroying. So that is 2, one of which is a critical. And let's see if Bombardment Drone can dodge it all. No. So it goes. And serves as an obstacle for the rest of the game. Because gas lands. And then we move on to setting dials again, which we aren't doing anymore. So let's just go with a 5 straight for Night Beast. Perfect. And then, for anybody who's just coming in, this is a death race. That's all I'm really going to explain about it. It's using the Star Wars X-Wing system. I'll explain rules as I go along. And sadly, little Hyena got knocked out. Speaking of, though, speaking of what? Speaking of who knocked him out, we are going to take a two right angle or 2 sharp, whatever you call it, with Rampage. And barely go in between these 2 pools of water. So that's pretty great. And that actually does put them ahead of Night Beast, which is going to make this a very difficult game for Night Beast, since for his action, let's just say he flips this around. I grabbed it by the barrels. I'm not supposed to do that. But now his turret is facing the back. So let's spin around this little turret indicator. And boom. This is now going to be a very bad game for Night Beast. I should not have gone 5 straight. But the good news is Night Beast can now open fire on him, so there's that. So, move to attacks. Nobody can attack anybody. Move to movement tiles again. we are going to go for a, with Night Beast, let's go. Perfect. So Night Beast is now right up on the edge of the map, but the important thing is that they are absolutely going to get a shot off on Rampage this turn. There's no bullseye ability, so I guess I'll just take the evade action because, let's be honest, it's probably going to need it. So 1 evade token on Night Beast. Okay, and then Rampage is going to take the let's go to right angle again. I keep knocking all over the place. Boom. And both are able to shoot each other. Rampage goes first. Now, in a straight shooting competition, Night Beast is basically going to be screwed just because they have 3 hull and only 2 attack. But Rampage also has only 2 attacks, so there's that. Oh yeah, and Rampage will take the lock action on Night Beast. I think that they're at range 1. No, they're at range 2. Okay, so Night Beast might actually stand a chance. A hit and a focus. Let's reroll this focus with our lock. Another focus. Okay, so it's a single hit. Gets absorbed by Night Beast's evade. And Night Beast will go. Holy crap. Okay, he is on a roll. So that is a hit and a critical. And Rampage only has 1 evade naturally. So it might actually be in a tough spot here. Yeah, a focus. So that's a hit and a critical. Let's see what kind of little things get cooked up in here. A direct hit, suffer 1 damage, and repair this card. So it's just an extra damage. So, Rampage is now down onto 4, which is a much, much fairer game to play here. Because it's 4v3, both of them have 2 attack, and Night Beast actually has 3 evade. So this is going to be tough for Rampage now. Let's see what happens, though. So, Night Beast goes first moving. Is going to take a 3 bank. And then let's take the focus action. Or no, evade. No. Focus seems right. So Night Beast has 1 focus token. Hopefully we'll be able to get them up to 2 focus tokens in future rounds, just because they have that handy dandy ability. Rampage is going to take a this is difficult because Rampage is kind of in a tough spot now that they've been shot to hell. So they kind of want to fall behind here. But then again, I don't know, that's a lame move. So let's just do it. 3 bank. Passes right over that water pool. And now we open fire, first with Rampage, then with Night Beast. So Rampage has 2, unless we're at range 1, which we are not, barely. Not really barely, but whatever. A hit and a focus. And let's just say that he spent his action on target lock, because target lock is always good. No hit. Okay, so that's hit and a focus. 2 evades, yeah. TIE fighters are going to be insane when it comes to dodging those hits. The thing is, they're fragile, so if he does get hit, he's kind of screwed, especially if it's a crit. But it might not. He might just go this whole time without ever getting hit. Now, Night Beast rolls to attack. A critical. And a focus. Which is really making me wish I took the focus action with him. But that is another critical. Direct hit again. I may not have shuffled these as well as I think I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are now down to 2 health on Rampage. So really his only advantage is that he is currently ahead. If he can cross that finish line before he dies, then he's all good actually. So let's do this. Night Beast loses their focus token. Although I just realized Night Beast goes first. And let's get some 5 straight action going. Which is still just an absurd distance. Almost off the edge of the map. I don't think I'll be able to do that next time. Okay. That 5 straight got Night Beast there. So let's barrel roll with Night Beast. Just because I really do want that. I want a 5 straight more than I want damage. Next round, I want a 5 straight. And Rampage is going to do a four straight. Whew. Yeah, this is going to be close. Both can fire upon each other. This is when races get most exciting, is when both have options open. So that's why I like including turrets. Hit and nothing. Action can be spent on target lock, let's say. Although, actually, at this point, no. Action should be spent on reinforced. just because that's how far we need to go. So reinforce back. But if it had been a focus or a target lock and I had rolled a hit, that could have been my one damage I could have ever gotten on Night Beast. So Rampage is reinforced from the back, which means no matter what damage he takes, it subtracts 1 from it. I believe it might be to a minimum of 1. So actually, let's... I get that I just took this back. Oh, shit, yeah. Okay, so Night Beast takes 1. Because the crit gets canceled out first. So no reinforce, just because it doesn't super matter if they take... Although if they do take more hits than 1. Range 1. Disgusting. Okay. And Rampage goes boom. So there's no real use in running out the rest of this race. Night Beast goes all the way through, crosses the finish line. That, by the way, that's for later. I might stream it. And we are done here, I think. You know, Night Beast won the race, which honestly surprised me, but now that I think about it, it's not that surprising. TIE Fighters are fast. They have pretty bad, honestly, attack, but if they can get close, then it's serviceable. And a huge amount of dodge and lots of racing abilities, so it went well. Honestly, next time, I might not even choose Night Beast. I think a normal TIE could still probably win a race. But that's beside the point. Thank you for tuning in. I will return to streaming possibly later today if I get really bored. But that is it for the Star Wars X-Wing Death Race. Hope you enjoyed watching.